Stoic philosophy isn't about rejecting the challenges or difficulties we face in life. Rather, it shifts the focus from the events and external circumstances themselves to how we choose to respond to them. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, argued that every external event we encounter offers us a choice. It's not about what happens to us, but about how we allow it to shape us. The central idea in Stoic thought is that we have control over how we react. When we refuse to adopt the victim mindset, we reject the notion that our emotional well-being should depend on the outside world. This understanding is liberating because it frees us from the power of external circumstances and opens the door to greater personal growth, resilience, and peace. The key practice within Stoicism is to observe how we typically respond to challenging situations. Do we automatically blame external factors or other people when things go wrong? Do we waste time complaining or feeling sorry for ourselves instead of taking responsibility for our emotions and actions? Changing our responses isn't about suppressing our feelings. It's not about denying the hurt, frustration, or anger we may feel in tough moments. Instead, it's about recognizing those feelings, acknowledging them, and then redirecting our energy in a constructive direction. The Stoic approach encourages us to engage in a deeper understanding of our emotional reactions. Instead of reacting impulsively or allowing our emotions to control us, we learn to take responsibility for how we choose to react, irrespective of the external triggers. To embrace this principle, we need to develop a proactive mindset that views every challenge as an opportunity for growth. Stoicism teaches us to see obstacles as ways to practice virtue and strengthen our character. This mindset allows us to transform potential feelings of helplessness into active choices. Each moment becomes an opportunity to act in alignment with our core principles, such as courage, patience, and perseverance. Rather than being passive and allowing life's challenges to dictate how we feel and act, Stoicism encourages us to choose how we engage with the world. Each challenge, whether it's a personal setback, a difficult person, or an unexpected problem, offers a chance to put our values into action. In this way, the Stoic philosophy is fundamentally empowering. It teaches us that we are not victims of fate, but active agents in our own lives. We assert our agency by confronting difficulties with a calm and thoughtful demeanor. By responding with equanimity, we reject the victim mentality and step into our power. Through this practice, we begin to cultivate emotional independence. This isn't about detaching from emotions entirely, but rather about reaching a place where our emotional stability isn't easily disrupted by the circumstances around us. In this way, Stoicism empowers us to live not at the whim of the world's uncertainties, but in alignment with our deepest values, regardless of the external circumstances. Marcus Aurelius promoted this practice not only as a personal discipline, but as a path toward a freer, more satisfying life. By focusing on what we can control and letting go of the need to control what is outside of our grasp, we create a sense of freedom. This freedom isn't about escaping life's challenges, but about recognizing that our internal state is ours to direct. The key to living a peaceful life, according to Stoicism, lies in understanding this distinction between what we can control and what is beyond our reach. In this understanding, we find the tools for emotional resilience and true personal growth. Another central tenet of Stoic philosophy is the idea of delayed gratification. The concept of delaying immediate pleasures in order to achieve long-term fulfillment is a vital principle within Stoicism. This isn't about rejecting all forms of pleasure, but about pursuing a higher level of satisfaction, one that aligns with our long-term goals and values. Delayed gratification involves making choices that may not bring immediate joy, but will lead to greater rewards over time. Stoics, such as Aurelius, believe that indulging in short-term pleasures at the expense of our long-term goals can ultimately result in a loss of freedom. When we give in to our desires without considering their long-term consequences, we can become slaves to our impulses. Mastering delayed gratification is not just about controlling our desires, but also about choosing actions that promote our personal growth and well-being. The Stoics believe that true freedom comes when we have mastery over our impulses, when we can resist the immediate pull of desire in favor of something greater. Delayed gratification, in this sense, becomes an act of willpower, discipline, and foresight. It's about choosing the more challenging path in the moment, trusting that the rewards will be far more satisfying and enduring than the fleeting pleasures of the present. In today's world, where instant gratification is the norm, the ability to delay satisfaction is a rare and powerful skill. Whether it's the temptation to overspend, overeat, or indulge in entertainment at the expense of important responsibilities, the constant availability of quick fixes can be overwhelming. Stoicism teaches us that it's in the moments of restraint, when we choose not to indulge in immediate desires, that we build lasting tranquility and contentment. The practice of delayed gratification aligns with the Stoic ideal of living intentionally and with purpose. Rather than seeking out the quickest pleasures, we are called to focus on what will bring us lasting fulfillment. In practical terms, delaying gratification might mean making healthier choices, such as saving money for future goals instead of spending impulsively, or choosing to study or practice a skill rather than opting for immediate leisure. It could also involve making long-term investments in our physical health, our personal relationships, and our professional growth. Each of these decisions reinforces the Stoic habit of prioritizing long-term gains over short-term pleasures. Research in psychology has shown that people who can delay gratification tend to have better outcomes in various aspects of life. They handle stress more effectively, achieve their goals, and maintain healthier relationships. Delayed gratification isn't just about resisting temptation. It's about focusing on the bigger picture and working toward what truly matters. Another powerful Stoic principle is the idea of not being swayed by the opinions of others. In modern society, where social validation and external feedback are constantly at our fingertips, it's easy to become preoccupied with how others perceive us. However, Stoicism teaches us that the approval or disapproval of others is beyond our control and, therefore, not a reliable source of validation. Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively about focusing only on actions and opinions that lie within our control. He believed that true peace comes from within, and that we should not be overly influenced by external judgments or fleeting opinions. This Stoic indifference doesn't mean we should be dismissive of others. Instead, it encourages us to develop a solid sense of self that is rooted in our internal values, not in the approval of others. By strengthening our internal locus of control, we reduce our susceptibility to the judgments of others. It's about learning to recognize and filter out the noise that doesn't serve our higher purpose or align with our core values. In a world where criticism is easy to come by and everyone has an opinion, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what truly matters, living according to our principles and staying true to our deepest convictions. In today's world of instant communication and social media, where everyone seems to have an opinion, it's more important than ever to practice the Stoic art of ignoring naysayers. Of course, constructive feedback is valuable and should be embraced, but baseless criticism or negativity should be dismissed. Stoicism doesn't call us to ignore all criticism, but to filter out what isn't useful. The goal isn't to ignore helpful advice, but to develop the strength and resilience to brush off negativity that does not align with our path. By doing so, we preserve our mental and emotional energy for what truly matters. Embracing the Stoic practice of ignoring naysayers also means focusing our energy on the path ahead. In a world that often rewards short-term validation and superficial opinions, the Stoic mindset helps us stay focused on long-term goals and personal development. Rather than seeking approval from the crowd, Stoicism encourages us to seek inner validation, a deep sense of satisfaction that comes from living in accordance with our values and principles. One of the most profound Stoic practices is the concept of emulating the wisdom of others. Stoicism is not about solitary introspection, but about learning from the lives and examples of wise individuals, both past and present. Emulating wise people isn't about mimicking their exact actions, but about learning from their experiences and integrating their virtues into our own lives. Marcus Aurelius, despite his vast responsibilities as emperor, often reflected on the qualities of others, admiring their wisdom, courage, and moral character. He viewed these reflections as a means of internalizing the virtues he aspired to embody. For Stoics, emulation is about finding role models who personify the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These role models can come from any walk of life, whether from history, literature, or even people in our personal lives. The key is to find individuals whose lives exemplify resilience, rational thinking, and ethical integrity. The Stoic practice of emulation involves observing how the individuals live, make decisions, and handle adversity. By reflecting on their actions and responses, we learn valuable lessons that can be applied to our own lives. In today's world, the process of emulation is just as relevant. We all have access to a vast array of role models through books, podcasts, and online resources. Emulating the wisdom of others allows us to bring Stoic virtues to life in concrete ways. It helps us make better decisions, navigate challenges with grace, and embody the Stoic ideals that lead to a life of fulfillment. Emulation bridges the gap between abstract philosophy and practical action, making Stoic principles tangible and accessible. Another critical Stoic practice is the daily review of one's actions and decisions. This process involves reflecting on our behavior throughout the day and asking ourselves if our actions align with our values. The Stoic daily review isn't about self-criticism, but about learning from our experiences and adjusting our course. At the end of each day, we examine our thoughts, actions, and responses to see where we acted in accordance with our Stoic principles and where we may have fallen short. This practice helps us stay mindful and intentional in our daily lives. It serves as a form of self-accountability, allowing us to reflect on our behavior without judgment. Through the daily review, we can identify patterns in our behavior, recognize areas for improvement, and refine our approach to life. Marcus Aurelius, despite his demanding role as emperor, regularly practiced this introspection. He understood that being a Stoic wasn't just about philosophy, it was about applying those principles in every action and decision, no matter how small. In modern life, the practice of daily reflection can be incredibly powerful. At the end of each day, we can take a moment to reflect on our behavior, ask ourselves key questions, and use our experiences to refine our approach to life. These questions might include: how did I respond to challenges today? Did I act according to my principles? What could I have done differently? By consistently reviewing our actions, we cultivate greater self-awareness and continue to grow as individuals. This practice not only builds wisdom and self-discipline, but also fosters a sense of peace and closure. It allows us to end each day with a clear mind, addressing lingering thoughts or anxieties rather than carrying them into the next day. In a world filled with distractions and constant demands, the Stoic practice of daily reflection offers a powerful tool for living intentionally and with purpose. By reflecting on our actions each day, we can gradually transform our lives, aligning our behaviors with the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, and justice. Over time, this habit will lead to greater resilience, wisdom, and peace of mind. The journey of self-mastery, as Stoicism teaches, is a continual process of growth, reflection, and improvement. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Stoic philosophy and the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. Every day is a new opportunity to align ourselves with the virtues that lead to a well-lived life. Until next time, continue living intentionally and with wisdom.